proceed with the second part of the hearing, and thank you so much for participating this evening. Thank you.
Commissioner Roop just joined.
Anybody get confirmation on that? Commissioner Holzman signed in.
Yep, we got you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Judge Hatcher should be with us in just a moment. If everybody just wants to hang on for just a few minutes. Thank you.
Good evening, Judge. Commissioner Sylvie's here.
Hello, everyone. This is Judge Hatcher. Let me take a quick check to make sure that all of the commissioners are on before we get started. All right, I see Commissioner Coleman. And I see Chairman Sylvie. I see Commissioner Roop. Okay, I'll give it a couple more minutes. I am expecting all five.
Commissioner Holzman's on.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And do we have our court reporter? if he or she could speak up or give a wave.
Did you see me there?
Oh, no, I didn't, but I heard you there, so that's perfect. All right. Let's go ahead then, and we will get started. Let's go on the record. First, I would like to ask everyone, please mute themselves unless they are speaking. That will cut down on the noise level and also prevent audio feedback. Today is June 22nd, 2021. The Missouri Public Service Commission has set this time for a local public hearing in case number GR-2021-0108, which is captioned as, in the matter of Spire Missouri, Inc., doing business as Spire's request for authority to implement a general rate increase for natural gas service provided in the company's Missouri service areas. The Commission has scheduled this local public hearing to give members of the public a chance to comment about Spire's application. The Missouri Public Service Commission regulates the rates charged by public utility companies in Missouri to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. The Commission regulates the quality of service and safety of the operations of public utilities. The Commission is
Judge, I'm not getting you.
I'm not either.
hearing. With me today are all five commissioners.
You were
Sorry?
gone for a while there from everyone, I think, or at least the court reporter, and somebody else.
Yeah,
Oh,
your
okay.
internet crashed
Sorry.
real hard there.
Yeah, Judge, you cut out. So I'm going to go ahead and turn video off and see if that frees up some bandwidth.
I'm going to follow the chairman's example since my name is on there.
And Judge, you want
go
me
ahead.
to tell you where you left off on the record?
Yes, please.
The Missouri Public Service Commission regulates the rates charged by public utility companies in Missouri to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. And then
Thank you very much. I'll pick up right there. The Commission also regulates the quality of service and safety of the operations of public utilities. The Commission is made up of 5 commissioners. The commissioners are appointed by the governor and confirmed by the Senate. The commissioners employ a staff of engineers, accountants, attorneys, financial analysts, and other specialists in the field of utility regulation. My name is Charles Hatcher. I'm the regulatory law judge and will preside over this hearing. With me today are all 5 commissioners. We have with us Chairman Sylvie and Commissioners Roop, Coleman, Holzman, and Kolkmeyer. This is an official hearing of the Missouri Public Service Commission, and the statements and testimony of witnesses will be recorded by the court reporter and must be given under oath. Right now, I'd like to pause and ask if any of our commissioners would like to say any opening remarks.
Judge, this is Commissioner Sylvie. I would just thank all of the members of the public for participating today. This is an important opportunity for us to hear from you in this process, so thank you for your participation. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Chairman. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We'll start the hearing by asking counsel to enter their appearance for the record. Let's start with Spire.
Good evening, Judge Hatcher and Commissioners. This is Matt Applington representing Spire Missouri, Inc., 700 Market Street, St. Louis, Missouri, 63101.
And for the commission's staff.
Thank you, Judge. Let the record show Bob Berlin appearing on behalf of the staff of the Missouri Public Service Commission located at 200 Madison Street, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102.
Thank you. And for the Office of the Public Counsel.
Good evening, Your Honor. John Kleiser, appearing on behalf of the Missouri Office of the Public Counsel, Governor's Office Building, Suite 650, 200 Madison Street, P.O. Box 2230, Jefferson City, Missouri 65102.
Thank you. And to save a little time, I'm going to ask if there are any representatives of the interveners. The interveners, I will just list them quickly. Midwest Energy Consumers Group, Consumers Council of Missouri, Missouri Industrial Energy Consumers, National Housing Trust, Renew Missouri, Legal Services of Eastern Missouri, Missouri School Boards Association, and Vicinity Energy Kansas City. Are there any representatives of one of those parties? I am not hearing any. We'll go ahead and move on. The process that we're going to use tonight will be to call the names listed on the sign-up sheet, and that is in the order that they were signed up. When I call your name, I'll ask that you go ahead and please unmute and then speak up so you can move to the front screen. I will place you under oath and then ask that you state and spell your name for the court reporter. And then I'll ask that you offer your comments to the commissioners. And given the number of people that are here today, I do see 63 on our 62 now on our call. Let's all try and limit our remarks to about 5 minutes so that everyone has a chance to testify. And I do want to remind everyone the commission has not made any decisions in this case, and therefore they cannot answer any questions today because they have to remain impartial until all of the evidence is presented. If you do have any questions after the hearing, you can use the same email address that you used to sign up for the hearing, which is pscinfo@psc.mo.gov, or for the Office of the Public Counsel, mopco@opc.mo.gov. And I'll repeat those again at the end of the hearing. The first name I have on my list is Roxanne Putney. The last name is P as in Paul, U-T-N-E-Y. Once again, is there a Roxanne Putney? Okay, I'll call the names again at the end of the hearing, and also for everyone on our WebEx hearing, I will ask for anyone that did not pre-register, I'll open the hearing up to any comments after I call those who signed up. The second name I have is Joyce. Yes.
Sorry, this is John Clyde with the OPC. I just wanted to remind anybody who has called in that they might be on mute and that they need to enter *6 on their phone to unmute themselves. So if it sounds like for whatever reason we can't hear you, you might need to hit *6. I apologize, Judge. Thank you.
No apologies, Mr. Kleiser. That is twice you have reminded me of the *6, and I appreciate the reminder every time. So once more, Joyce Kueser, K-U-E-S-E-R, or Kueser. And we'll make sure and go slow so everyone has a chance to unmute. And again, I will call for any comments for those who did not sign up right after I finish our list. Our third name is Charmaine Auble. The last name is A-U-B-L-E. Okay, and the next name I have is Roxanne Delcau, D-E-L-C-A-U, Roxanne Delcau. And again, if you're on a telephone and need to unmute, try *6. And the last name I have on my sign-up sheet is Shirley Ferguson. Okay, and before I open up to any witnesses here who would like to testify to the commissioners who did not pre-sign up, before I do that, I just want to also let you know if anyone is having any technical difficulties and they're unable to unmute, you can submit written comments and I will give those instructions at the end of the hearing. So at this time, is
Yes.
there any, yes, go ahead.
Yes, this is Charmaine Auble.
Yes.
You called my name?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Ms. Auble, I'm going to go ahead and swear you in now. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. If you'd like to go ahead and give your comments to the commissioners.
Yes, I just think it's a very bad time to be raising raising our utilities when we just had St. Louis County just did like a 15% increase on our taxes on our houses, and you know, and I am a widow. Okay, my husband has been deceased for four years now, and I live on Social Security disability. And I'm, the other thing I get is a pension, which pays my mortgage and the health insurance, my secondary health insurance. I get Medicare's primary, and the secondary is through my husband, SAG-AFTRA, the Screen Actors Guild, and it doubled. Instead of, you know, me paying $125, which I paid last year a month, I'm paying $200 a month this year. The reason for that is there were no actors or actresses working, you know, during the pandemic. And the other reason was there were so many COVID cases that the health insurance had to deal with that they had to raise these rates, you know. So that's my concern in trying to, you know, I do know that, like I said, I told them earlier, I know they do have revenue coming in because I think it was like $1 billion project where my sister lives in Jefferson County in Paradise Valley, because they had to actually put stoplights throughout the neighborhood for you to get in and out because of there were so many Spire trucks coming in where these people that only had electric, and they decided they were going to go with gas also. And these are like between $500,000 and $1 million homes, you know, that I'm talking about, I'm referring to, you know. So that was a very, I know they do have revenue coming in, and I don't know why the smaller person, you know, such as myself, has to bear these type of, you know, new payments, you know what I mean, in the future, you know, at a time right now when we just had a pandemic. Because the pandemic did affect me, even though I'm on Social Security disability, just because of that, you know, I was affected through the health insurance of my husband's and the taxes coming up.
Right. Thank you very much for your testimony, and please accept my condolences on the passing of your husband. Ms. Auble, did you have anything else that you'd like to tell the commissioners?
No, that's
Okay.
it. Just like I said, I'm on budget amount. I'm getting by on my Social Security disability is what I get by on, and that's it, you know. So I have to budget everything as far as all of my utilities and that go, you know.
Right. Can you tell me what area you receive gas service at?
Yes, St. Louis County. I'm unincorporated 63146. I'm in between Maryland Heights and Creve Coeur.
Okay. All right. Are there any commissioner questions for Ms. Auble? All right. Thank you, Ms. Auble. You are excused from our virtual witness stand. You can please stay on the line for the rest of the hearing. Are there any other witnesses who would like to offer their comments to the commissioners?
Shirley Ferguson.
Yes, Ms. Ferguson. Let me go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Let me swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, ma'am. And could you please give your comments to the commissioners?
Yes, thank you. I would like to address the potential rate increase. And I think at this particular time, it is not a good idea, specifically for the senior citizens and the elderly, because times for us are stressful enough as it is. And with adjusting to the COVID, the new normal of the COVID, everything is going up at this particular time, housing, food, etc. So it is of my opinion that the program at this particular time, in trying to give the rate increase, would just really do a lot of additional stress for specifically our senior citizens such as myself.
Okay, I understand. Ms.
And
Ferguson?
Yes,
go ahead.
please, go ahead. No,
Well,
go
I
ahead.
was just going to ask if you had anything further that you'd like to offer.
Well, I do. Well, a situation that I was just recently in this week is that I was up for a disconnect of my services on Spire, and I had to call and make additional payment and stretch out the other payments that were left over a 3-month period. I have recently gotten out of the hospital for the past 3 years, 2019, 2020, and as recently as July 2021. I have been hospitalized. I have humongous medical bills and bills for monthly medication. I had called Spire to try to see what they had to offer. They made me aware of some programs that you had, which was mentioned in the previous comment. But at the time, it wasn't going to do me any good. Yes, I applied for them, but it was a 10-day turnaround before I could hear anything back, and I need immediate assistance. So it put me in a position where I had to come up with $188 to keep my service on and try to pay my medical expense, particularly for medication, for this month. And it really put me between a rock, if you will, and a hard place. Now, I had been told some time ago about a medical program that you guys had for people who are experiencing medical issues in terms of payment. I have not been able to find out any more about it. I even asked my physician if he was aware of it or his staff, and they were not aware of that program. And my question to you is, why isn't the information about that particular program out in the community more often, so those of us who are having medical emergencies can try to take advantage of whatever consideration that will be given to us in situations like this? That's my question.
I appreciate your question, Ms. Ferguson. Unfortunately, that the time for the question and answer period was earlier, and like I had said, the commissioners aren't really allowed to answer questions. They really need to stay impartial throughout the case. So what I can do, though, is you had registered for the hearing and signed up. With your permission, I'd like to go ahead and send your information on to the parties. And I would expect that Spire might be able to reach out to you and have a further conversation to answer your questions and to look more into your personal situation. Would that be acceptable, Ms. Ferguson?
That is acceptable, and may I add that I do understand what you just said to me, and the bottom line to my testimony is that this is just not a good time for seniors to have to take on that special rate.
Right. Thank you very much for your testimony. Did we have
Judge
any?
Hatcher, this is
Yes.
Matt from Spire. Could Ms. Ferguson please confirm for us, Ms. Ferguson, is your zip code 63033?
That is correct.
Very good. We have your account and we will reach out to you.
I thank you so much.
Judge
Excellent.
Hatcher, this is John Clyde with OPC. May I pose a question to the witness?
I'm here.
Mr. Kleiser, we haven't been doing that. Are you also wanting to contact Ms. Ferguson and maybe take this offline?
No, actually, no, it's a very short question.
Okay, I'll allow it.
I apologize for the inconvenience. Ms. Ferguson, the OPC is very interested in figuring out ways that can reach out to customers to get them more information. If you don't mind me asking, do you have access to the internet, or do you regularly check, or have you been to the Spire's website?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. That was my only question. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Are there any commissioner questions for Ms. Ferguson? Okay, we'll move on. Ms. Ferguson, thank you very much. I appreciate your being here and your testimony. You are excused from our virtual witness stand. Please don't hang up. You can stick around for the rest of the hearing. Are there any other witnesses? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, ma'am. Are there any other witnesses? I've interrupted you twice. Are there any other witnesses who would like to testify this evening? And a reminder once again for telephone call-in users, you press star and then the star six to unmute.
Hello, Your Honor.
Yes. Can you give me your name, please?
Yes. My name is Kathy with a K, Frederick, F-R-I-E-D-E-R-I-C-H, and I'm in unincorporated St. Louis County.
Thank you. Let me swear you in before you give your comments, Ms. Frederick. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Please go ahead and give your comments to the commissioners.
Okay, thank you. I don't think this is a good time for an increase. The delivery cost on my bills are much higher than the gas itself. And also, I am wondering if Laclede Gas or Spire is buying up other companies at this time and charging the customer for that. That would not be good. Okay. Also, if there are any additional legal fees that they charge to us, or overcharging customers on sales tax, or also possibly supporting other aspects of their business that are tied to their holding companies or out-of-state operations. And that's basically why I do not think it's a good idea. I would also encourage possibly an audit as to the amount of money that they do have, because I think it's necessary. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Frederick. Do we have any questions for Ms. Frederick from the commissioners? All right, Ms. Frederick, thank you. You are excused from our virtual witness stand.
Thank you.
Please, you're welcome to stick around for the rest of the hearing.
Okay.
Are there any other witnesses who would like to testify to the Missouri Public Service Commission tonight?
Hello?
Yes. And who is this?
Yes, my name is Ann Korb. My zip code is 63017, St. Louis County. I would like to be sure that certain things
Ms.
are considered in the case.
Okay, Ms. Korb,
Oh, I'm sorry.
let me.
Yes.
Sorry. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth?
I do.
Thank you, ma'am. Please go ahead with your comments.
I have several, I know I can't ask questions here, but points I would like to make. I reiterate the concern about legal fees, particularly those that have nothing to do with the operation of delivering gas to the customers, that the court seriously consider not allowing those to be charged to the ratepayers. There's another issue that I haven't heard discussed, and I don't know if it's under consideration, but since public utilities have been faced with ransom requests because of their services being interrupted and discontinued because of ransom, their systems being locked up and ransom having to be paid. If the executives of the company are not providing or adequate security and backup, I would question whether those types of fees should ever be charged back to ratepayers as opposed to, and shouldn't really be charged to shareholders. So legal fees and charges that really have to do with not following through with fiduciary responsibility, if those things can be passed on to shareholder part of the business and not to the ratepayers, I think that needs to be seriously considered as we look at these rate charges. My other question would be, or statement is, I don't really have a problem with the amount that I'm paying for my gas, but I do question this. More than 75% of my bill is delivery, and I'm paying sales tax, it appears, on the entire bill. My question is, are we really supposed to be paying a sales tax on delivery, or should that not be a use tax? And I cannot tell from my bill exactly how the taxes are being charged. That's it.
All right. I appreciate your comments, Ms. Korb. Let's go ahead and we'll see if any commissioners have any questions for Ms. Korb. Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for your testimony and for being here this evening. You are dismissed from our virtual witness stand, but as I said before, please feel free to stick around for the rest of the hearing. Are there any other witnesses who would like to testify this evening? And again, if you're on a telephone, it is star and 6 to unmute. Okay, then that will bring our hearing for tonight to a close. I'll ask our commissioners if any of them would like to offer closing remarks. All right. I would like to thank all of our participants today for their testimony and for all of the people who were on the call just to listen in. We did have a large number of people attending this evening. And again, if you do have additional comments or someone who cannot be present would like to comment, or if you had any technology challenges this evening, you may make written comments by contacting the same email address that you used to sign up for this hearing. I believe that was pscinfo@psc.mo.gov. And you can contact the Office of the Public Counsel at mopco@opc.mo.gov, or you can go to the Public Service Commission's webpage, and that is simply psc.mo.gov. Make sure and use the case number for any comments, and that is GR-2021-0108. Thank you all. We are adjourned. Let's go off the record.